these, speaking of bluegrass, and the roots of bluegrass comes from, the Appalachian Mountains and that. And there's these folks, they lived way back in the hills, and they went to the big city. And they'd never been into a big city as big as this one they were in. And they walked into this huge mall. It was several stories. And Paul and the boy, they went one direction, and Ma and the daughter went the other direction. And Paul was walking around there, and he's seen these big metal doors. And he's seen this little old lady with the cane. She was walking along there, and the big silver doors opened up, and she went inside this little room, and this big silver doors closed, and a couple minutes later, the big silver doors opened, and this real pretty young girl comes walking out. He stood there just as wide-eyed as he could be, and he said, "Son, go get your ma." Sorry, I was on the wrong list. Okay. Here's a song about what happens when you get religion ahead of the Lord instead of the other way around. Well, a funny thing happened on the way to church last Sunday. Billows of smoke came rolling from the door, and I ran up to tell the leading, "Something needs done because the church is on fire for sure." He said, "That's a point well put and a timely suggestion we'll bring up at the very next meeting of the Board of Deacons a week from Tuesday. I don't know why, it's just church policy. At the First Mass Method, Baptist, Seventh-day Orthodox, Lutheran, non-denominational Church of Our Lady of the Main. Together the very next Sunday in a tent paid for by the building fund, and I stood up to tell the congregation, "There's a tornado coming, everybody run." They said, "That's a point well put and a timely suggestion we'll bring up at the very next meeting of the Board of Deacons a week from Tuesday. I don't know why, it's just church policy. At the First Mass Method, Baptist, Seventh-day Orthodox, Lutheran, non-denominational Church of Our Lady of the Main." We had an open-air meeting the very next Sunday. When the trumpets sounded and the clouds were rolled away, I stood up to tell the congregation, "Lift up your head, for the Lord has come today." That's a point well put and a timely suggestion we'll bring up at the very next meeting of the Board of Deacons a week from Tuesday. I don't know why, it's just church policy. Everybody at the First Mass Method, Baptist, Seventh-day Orthodox, Lutheran, non-denominational Church of Our Lady of the Main.
My wife and I, just sometimes we get bored and we just go driving. And we was down in Arkansas somewhere, and we come into this little town, and we noticed a beautiful little cemetery over here. And right in the middle was a great big tombstone with no writing on it. Not a date, a name, or anything.
Oh, that's that one down in Eureka.
Right. Yeah, that one. We stopped in this restaurant, and we was talking to the waitress there and asking her about that. She goes, "Well, that's kind of a weird deal." She said, "Many years ago, this man was born, and his parents named him Odd, and he hated his name his whole life." Yeah, Odd.
Yeah, I heard that. They told me that story.
So, I guess all of his life he told people when he passed away he didn't want anything put on his tombstone, he just wanted it blank. But she said it kind of backfired on him. She says, people drive into town and see that with no name, and they say, "Isn't that odd?"
That's all you saw. Well, on back farther underneath them big trees back there was another tombstone back here. He must have been a hypochondriac, because down there at the bottom it said, "Told you I was sick."
Well, that reminded me of the Indian brothers.
Why is it?
One more, please.
Please no. Please no.
Many years ago, two Indian brothers were born. They were twins, and I'll say it real fast. And they were born, and when they got old enough, their father sent them out on expeditions for supposed to be 4 days. And the one brother, I think his name was Running Horse, came back in 4 days, but the other one, his name was Fallen Rock, never came back. They sent different parties out looking for him, you know, and I guess today it's just went on for many, many years. You can still see that they're looking for him. Anywhere you drive in this great country of ours, you'll see a sign that says, "Watch for Fallen Rock."
I lost him here just a few years back, and he'll be missed because he wrote a lot of good tunes. Well, let's see. Randy, you doing okay today? I didn't get to talk to you last night much.
Yep, doing good.
How's Cindy doing?
Doing pretty good.
Good. Good.
What did he do to his thumb?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody must have done that during the night.
Must have.
No, I'm sorry.
What did you do to your thumb?
Can't remember what the doctor called it. HHD, he said. That's the doctor. I had to go to him here about a week ago, and he called it the hitchhiker's disease. And,
Your
I
kid's
used to
car
do a
breaks
lot of
down
that.
a lot.
Yeah.
Is Cindy doing better?
Cindy's doing pretty good, yeah. You know, it's kind of a hard thing to talk about, so.
Well, do you feel like talking about it?
Sure. Well, my wife here just a few weeks ago was up fixing breakfast. And ladies, you may have had this happen before, the grease come off the bacon and get on your hands or this or that, pop up. I've heard of it. And,
You've never cooked, though, have you?
no. But anyway, this happened to my wife Cindy, and it was really bad, and it came up on her cheeks and burned her cheeks fairly bad, and I had to take her to the hospital, and the doctor there referred us to a specialist. You know how they do that. And we went to the specialist, and he looked at Cindy's face, and he said, "I believe I can help you, but I'm going to have a skin donor." You know, I thought, well, me being her husband, I'd just be that donor.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a good guy.
I know. Now, I can't tell you where they took the skin from. I couldn't sit down for almost a week.
It looked like I had much to work with. Your joke. Go ahead.
Anyway, a few weeks passed, and we went back to the doctor, and he set my wife Cindy down and handed her a mirror and started taking the bandages off her face. And when he got the last one off, Rick, her face was so soft and pretty.
Soft as a baby's.
Yes, yes. And she looked at me with a tear in her eye, and she said, "Oh, Randy, how can I ever thank you?" You know, I thought for just a minute. I said, you know, the next time your mother comes to visit and she kisses you on the cheek, that'll be thanks enough.